This episode of the Retail Is podcast is sponsored by MacArthur Center. At the MacArthur Center, every shopping experience is unique and memorable. Spend time exploring Dillard's or any of their other 70 plus unique and extraordinary stores. Dining is available to suit any palate, from casual sit-down restaurants to quick eats in the food court or seeing a movie in their 18-screen cinema. Learn more at shopmacarthur.com. Today, we are joined by Bobby Dunstan from Mixxstar DJs in Newport News. Bobby, welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
So let's get right into it. Why don't you tell us about your business? What do you do, where it is, and how long you've been open?
All right. So we're Mixxstar DJs, and we're in Newport News, Virginia, located in Newport News. So what we do, we're DJs. We DJ at all types of events, you name it. If they need music, we'll do it. So it could be a wedding, a birthday party, a cookout, a book signing, or concert. And these are just some of the many different types of events that we've done. There's 10 DJs with the group. And so quite often we're in a situation where everybody's busy. All 10 DJs are busy at different events on a weekend. And a weekend could be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's in a nutshell. That's what we do. We're located in Newport News, but we will DJ just about anywhere. It could be out of town, it could be local, and just bringing the fun to different events around the area.
And when did you start the business?
So I started in 2008. So I've actually been DJing since I was about 16. And I just always loved music and the whole DJing thing. And DJing kind of struck me right around 15 or so, with like the hip hop generation and that whole thing. So I got into DJing when I was 16, but it wasn't really a business. I might have DJed here or there at different events for free, or some just get paid a little bit or whatever you can give me. But I didn't really think it could be a business until I got older, and I had did quite a few things, and I decided to turn it into a business in 2008.
Well, okay. And how did you, you've got 10 DJs. I had no idea. I thought it was just you. So that's awesome. How did you find DJs? Like, do you go to another party and go, oh, you're good, can I have you? Like,
so that is true. So quite often when you're out and about, DJing is one of those things you can't stay away from it. So if you're out and about and you see someone else, and I guess it could be any profession. I guess when you see someone else in the same profession that you're in, you get drawn to them. So quite often, if I see another DJ, I'll approach them and say, hey, I'm a DJ too. Or the same thing happens to me. They'll come up to me and say, hey, I'm a DJ too. So quite often we will offer them, do they want to connect with us? Do they want to learn what we do? We want to learn what they do. And it becomes a friendship and kind of a family relationship, to where you kind of get to know each other, and they start coming around and getting involved with what you do. And then they will eventually, either they'll decide or we'll decide, or we'll mutually decide, hey, we want to work together on the team. Mm-hmm. And that's how it happens.
So Mixxstars, is that yours? Is
Mixxstar DJs? I'm the owner of Mixxstar DJs, and so the people in the group, the different DJs in the group, a lot of times we'll vote on new DJs, whether or not we think they're good enough. Do they have the right personality? Do they have the right ability to learn and get out here and DJ and do some of the events? And once we all agree that we can all get along and it'll work out, then they'll become a member of Mixxstar. Now, once they become a member of Mixxstar, then my job is to try and get more business. I gotta try and find more DJ jobs. So that's my job. That's what I do. And I'll find another DJ job, and I'll send them out, and I'll say, hey, I got a DJ job for you. It's a wedding or it's a birthday party. And then we all get paid from those different DJ jobs.
Interesting. So are you still DJing yourself, or are you mainly more behind the scenes now?
So I am still DJing. I do DJ quite a bit. So like a typical week would be like a Saturday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for me. And then some of the other DJs are DJing too. I am eventually gonna back away some, but that's a long time coming. But for now, yeah, I still DJ.
Wow. So I was gonna there was a question I was gonna ask you. So how, I mean, it sounds like you've become friends and even family with these people. Is there any competition though? I mean, you're going for like some of the same gigs, I suppose you call them, or jobs. So is there any conflict at all, or any competitiveness in the industry?
Yes, quite a bit. So there's quite a bit of competition, and sometimes you'll have where a customer will call you and say, "Hey, I'm interviewing DJs. I'm talking to different DJs. What is it that you have to offer?" Because I've talked to different DJs, and I'm always happy. I applaud customers that shop around because I will shop around too. I like getting good deals. I make a beeline for the clearance rack. Right. So I can understand somebody looking to get a good deal and stuff like that. So there is competition, and in a way, when you're in business, you are aware of the competition, but you also express to customers what it is that you offer. You learn about the competition, and maybe you might know some things that someone else may not offer or that you do offer. But the bottom line, just be the best that you can be, and the business will come. It's nothing to worry about. The competition is nothing to worry about. I did go to a meeting once with a group of different DJs from the area. And the meeting was for DJs to come out so that we could discuss. One thing was pricing. And there was a topic that came up is they think that DJs should all charge about the same because some DJs are so cheap that they're kind of undercutting other DJs. And I kind of disagree with that because competition is good. So your price is your price, my price is my price. And you have to show why you deserve that price if you feel as though your price should be higher or what have you. So yeah, there is some competition, but it's nothing to worry about.
So how do you set yourself apart then? If I don't know where you fit into your pricing and stuff, but when someone says, or why should I book you? What do you say?
Good question. So the number one thing I think when somebody's looking for a DJ is you're looking for the price, but you're also looking for somebody who's going to perform a great job. You want to be above and beyond when it comes to music, personality, and just being able to execute everything and being a team player is very important. So if you're having an event, whether it be a 50th birthday party or a graduation or what have you, we're working together to make this a great event. So that's what you're looking for in a DJ. And a lot of times I'll because one of the questions you have coming up is about music. So I do try and educate the customer. They'll call and they'll say, "Hey, how much is it for you guys? How much is it to book a DJ with you guys?" And I stop them right there. Not because we're the highest, but I think that if you're calling us and if you're shopping around for DJs, I think the most important part is to find out if they can do the job, if they're going to be good, if they're going to be fun. Are they going to create a memorable experience? Are you going to have a good time? Because a DJ can ruin your event just as well as make it outstanding. The DJ can make all the difference. Mm-hmm. So here you go, getting the cheapest DJ, not knowing how good they are. And it's a flop.
The style or, even the equipment that they have or anything, it's, unknown at that point.
Right. So I said, hey, even if you're going to shop around, you're going to find a different DJ. That's cool. Shop around. But please, by all means, make sure they're good at what they do. And then maybe find out the price after that. How much is it going to cost for all that good stuff you're going to be doing?
So you have, 10 people you said for Mixxstar's DJs? Do they all have their own sort of style? Do you, as far as the onboard, like the process when you have a new customer come up, do you sort of see what they're interested in and then try to pair them with the DJ who will best reflect that?
Somewhat. But what we more so do is we actually have a meeting practice session every 2 weeks. So every 2 weeks we get together, we talk, we learn from each other, and we discuss different events. So let's say a wedding is going to be different than a corporate event, which will be different than a birthday, which will be different than a cookout or, outdoor event. So the object of the game is so that we are all kind of on the same page. So that means if I send DJ A1 to an event and I tell them this is a wedding, then we've talked about weddings in our meeting sessions. We practice what happens at a wedding at our DJ session. We've shared music at our practice session, because if this is a song that works at weddings, everybody's on that same page. So yes, individually, like independently, we all have different styles. I might like this type of music. Somebody else like dubstep. Like these are our own personal likes. But when we're DJing for you, it's all about the customer. It's all about you. So it's all about the performance that you want us to have. What is your music? What is your group's music? Whether it be R&B, old school, or it could be hip hop. It could be Arabic music, Jamaican music, German music. We do it and have done it.
Wow.
What's some of the most interesting or most out there requests you've had as far as music goes?
So it was Arabic music. It was Arabic music. So and that would be music from the Middle East, Morocco, Egypt, Iran, those territories. So of course, I don't speak Arabic. So what we did in that situation is they gave us a few songs to start with. Say, hey, we like this, all artists we never heard of. But then it's time for you to get on the research train.
Mhm.
And so you get online, you do research, you try to figure out, what are the top 10 best dance songs? What are the top maybe 100 Arabic dance songs or wedding songs or whatever it is you got to do? And we've been pretty successful with it. I've also had a German, all German wedding, and it was German music, and I don't speak German, but same thing. I did my research. I found the top 100, and it's all about that customer and how they're going to feel at the end of the day. And I will say they loved it. They actually thought I was one of the best DJs ever, but honestly, I didn't know what I was playing. I gave them what my research told me to give them, and it was great.
Nice. We actually, I was just talking about that with one of my coworkers. I was listening to The Lonely Island, which is like the comedy band. And I was thinking about it for different cultures, how many times like they might hear that and just think that's like what Americans listen to, but not really understanding that it's supposed to be like a joke. That's not really a joke. And I'm wondering, it's got to be the same thing. You might have accidentally played a German song that was completely ridiculous, and they all loved it because they know it was ridiculous.
That could be too. Could be it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Kylie, go ahead.
I was just going to ask about the whole like licensing and ownership of songs and stuff, because I mean, do you go and buy all of the German songs or the Arabic songs to put into your collection, or is it just licensing them for the event, or how does that work?
So licensing, so DJs have different DJ websites where you can get music. These are websites where you pay to download music. They are DJ only websites. And some of these websites, some of these systems, you actually have to give references. You have to prove to them that you're a DJ and where have you DJ'd at. And sometimes they'll check your references, and then there's a monthly fee that you pay. So there are several different websites that we use to get on there. Now, once you download it from those approved websites, you have the right to play those songs at events or whatever. You have the licensing kind of comes with it.
Okay, so anytime it's not just one off.
Right.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So as far as your whole business model goes, what made you want to expand and have more people with you instead of just staying as a solo DJ?
So it kind of happened as a mistake, or just the way things went. So Mixxstar DJs started, it was myself and two of my good friends who are also into DJing and music. And we just would practice and get together and go to events together. I would get a DJ gig and they would come with me, and they would get a DJ gig. I would go with them, and we would just make it happen and make the gig better by going and helping each other out. And one day we were just sitting around and said, man, we need to call ourselves something. Like, we should have a name to this group. So we brainstormed and we came up with Mixxstar DJs eventually. We had a couple of different names at first, but we came up with Mixxstar DJs, and it stuck. It stuck. So as things kept going on, one of the guys said, I know this other guy, he's a DJ, and, I want to invite him to our sessions and see if he want to be a part of the group. And that, so it was like 3, and it turns into 4, and it turns into 5. And so during this happening, I was a real estate agent for about 15 years. And in the market crash of 08, 09, I figured out that I wanted to just DJ instead of it being like something on the side or a hobby. I wanted to just do it full time. And I've been doing it since I was 16. I've always had DJing as something on the side or a hobby. Music is life-changing, and I feel like it has healing powers. So it was like during that time when I was kind of down and out because of the market crash and a little stressed, and I just said, hey, this is something I've always had, is DJing. And that's my next job. That's my next job. And I think that everything I learned up to that point, it helped me make that decision, like helping people, being able to know what customer service is and that type of thing. And I said, I want to do it. I want to do it and do it differently than a lot of other DJs that are doing it. So I hope I'm answering the question, but
yeah, no, that's great. So in that same sort of concept, as far as, past experiences helping you overcome different things, have you had any challenges since you've opened Mixxstar DJs, and how have you overcome them?
Okay. So yes, I have had challenges, and I'm currently still having challenges. So one of the challenges is you're doing this work to get more business. You want more business. You want to keep DJing all over the place. There's been times when I've had too much business where everybody's busy and I need another DJ, and somebody's calling saying, hey, we need you to DJ, and I don't have enough people. So I'm always looking for more DJs. I'm always looking for more office staff. We have a part-time assistant at the office, and I'm thinking of maybe getting another one or whatever, or set up crews. We've had set up crews in the past that come help you set up and break down the equipment. And it's just been challenging, just getting people, finding people, keeping people, especially when it gets busy and you have gigs. And I've done as many as 3 events in one day, myself personally. So sometimes, you're doing 3 events, somebody's doing 2 events, and, it gets rough. It's just hard to find that extra help you need.
Did you get impacted by COVID with the events sort of stopping and so on?
Did get impacted by COVID. I did get impacted by COVID. Events did completely stop. But there's good news. So we're on Zoom right now. So Zoom helped quite a bit. So right before COVID, I started working with some of the school systems. So I was going to a school, one of the Hampton City schools here, Hampton, VA, and introducing an elementary school to the art of DJing. So I would get a class of maybe 20 students, and very basic, because they're elementary students. So you're not like going crazy with the DJ stuff. You kind of basic showing them like, this is the equipment. This is the volume button. This is how you turn it up. This is how you select a song. And then we talk about music. What are different genres of music? How music affects your mood? How music can make you happy? So we're talking about music. Anyway, long story short, this was right before COVID. Well, when COVID hit, the school contacted me and said, hey, do you want to do it virtually? Because all the students are virtual. Do you want to show them DJing on virtual? Yeah, I will. So I started showing this one class DJing on virtual. It was difficult for me at first because it's like, well, they don't have any equipment. They can't touch the stuff. They can't really see what I'm doing. And I didn't know how to work Zoom. But, I learned how to work Zoom. I came up with a curriculum, a series of slideshows, videos, and then just me doing what I do. And it's educational. So I started doing that one school, and they called and say, hey, we got another school for you. You want to do 2 schools? And at the end of 2020, I ended up with about 25 schools on Zoom.
Wow.
So it was like, I mean, at times I might have a Zoom with maybe 4 schools, another Zoom with maybe like 6 schools at a time, where the kids would get involved because they would all have to come up with their own DJ name, and they would have to come up with like genres of music. What style of music do they like? What song might be a great song to play right after this song? We would come up with little ideas and stuff. And so COVID did impact myself and the group of DJs, but then there was a bright side to it where I was really interacting with the students every day, and that was really a silver lining to the whole thing.
Has that been able to be continued once it was back in person?
So it is in person. I can't do 24 schools, and so I'm doing right now. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 6. I'm doing 6 schools in person.
Wow. Is that all like locally up on sort of Hampton, Newport News area?
Hampton, Newport News, Norfolk, Portsmouth.
Great. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And also that it helps people, because sometimes when people think of DJs, they think, oh, it's something that people don't really understand.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a great time, especially like elementary school. They're sometimes so intent on learning the math and the science and the reading and English. And this is like such as you say, music can be healing. There's so much to it beyond, just what you hear. It's like there is so much to it, especially when they talk about, people with Alzheimer's, they still remember music, if not anything else.
Yes.
So there's power to it. So I think teaching that to young kids especially is just, it's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. All right, let's do some rapid fire questions.
Uh-oh.
Just can go pretty quick with them. I'm throwing you for a loop right now. All right, what's your DJ name?
DJ Bobby D. I think I tried to put it on there on my screen.
Oh yeah, there it is. DJ Bobby D.
DJ Bobby, yeah.
All right, what's your favorite genre of music to play right now?
My favorite is like old school, like R&B, Motown stuff.
All right, what's your favorite event to DJ at?
I like them all. I actually like them all. I'm gonna say when I get a chance to do a family reunion. Family reunions are great because you have all the different age groups, and it's just a fun time. People are happy to see each other, and they haven't seen each other in a while. It's a fun time.
Nice. All right. If it's up to you and you have to get people moving, what's like your go-to song?
Probably going to be like a line dance.
Okay.
Probably going to be the electric slide, the wobble, cha-cha slide, Cupid shuffle, that stuff.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Any rapid fire questions you want to get, Kylie?
Oh, not that I could think of. You're putting me on the spot too. I'm like, oh, is that a good
where
question?
do you see your business in the next 5 years? Where do you hope to get to?
So what I'm hoping is just kind of a little bit of growth on what I just talked about, maybe having a good staff of like the setup crew, the breakdown crew, the office staff, and some additional DJs. I'm also thinking about getting like a vehicle, like wrapped and decorated with my logo and that type of stuff. So when we show up on the scene, we have like a big presence.
Mhm.
So that's in the future.
A walking billboard of yourself.
Walking billboard.
That I really like that answer, because usually people give vague answers of just, but you have the general growth answer, and then you have a concrete actionable thing too. Get the wrap. It was a great answer.
No, thanks.
All right. So what's your like area of influence? Do you do stuff over into the Norfolk area, or you stay pretty much on the peninsula?
No, we actually will travel. We'll travel anywhere as long as it's, as long as it works out. So I actually had we call them a gig. So I actually had a gig, which was cool. I got a phone call from a college near Luray Cavern, Skyline Drive, Harrisonburg, Virginia. And they found me online. They found Mixxstar online, and it was great. I was able to do the school event. It was a ring dance thing, and so yeah, we will travel. To answer the question, we'll travel. We'll build it into the package, and we'll travel. And I've actually DJed from, I'll say, Florida up to New York on the East Coast. So we'll go.
Yeah, sounds like it. You definitely need that van then.
Oh yeah.
Well, Kylie and Bobby, we're running out of time. Any other questions you'd like to ask before the end?
Oh, I still find it fascinating that you chose DJing, like to move from real estate into DJing. That is a huge shift. Do you think if the real estate market didn't crash, that you would have changed careers?
Nah, I would still be in it. I would still be a realtor.
How happy would you have been?
I would be. I was happy. So I was a realtor, but I was still DJing on the weekends or whenever. So I was still doing both. It's just that when the market crashed, I was like, what? Oh God, what am I going to do? And I thought about it, and I said, this is the time. This is the time to do something.
Yeah, perfect time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Well, DJ Bobby D, it's been great having you on. How can people get a hold of you? How do they reach you?
So we're Mixxstar DJs, and the thing that confuses people is there are two X's in there. So it's Mixxstar, but it's Mixx. So it's Mixxstar DJs, and we're on Facebook, Instagram. We have our website, mixxstardjs.com. So you can find us anywhere you want, or you can just Google Mixxstar DJs, and the stuff will pop up.
Is there somewhere people can look at like a package or even demos of things that they can know what genres to pick from and stuff like that? Or is there places that recommend you?
So if you go, we have a few good reviews on Google. If you just Google it, you'll see some reviews. The website, you can go to the website and you can see a few things, a couple little videos and stuff. But overall, I try and cater every event to that customer. And in the past, when I've given examples, I've actually lost customers giving examples because people are thinking about themselves. So they'll say, I want a DJ that's going to do this, this, and this. And then they go watch a video and I'm not doing A, B, and C, playing Arabic music, for example. So then they'll think this is not the DJ for me because I don't see any examples of Arabic music. So I prefer to try to stay away from too many examples and just try and have a one-on-one with that customer, learn what it is that they want and what's their vision. How do they see this all happening? And then we just try and cater the event to them, no matter what it is. If you say you want, I want you to play this Arabic song and then the next song is going to be reggae, then mix that with R&B and, we do it. We'll do it. So every event's different and we want your event to be a success. So.
Excellent. Real quick, I met you before, right? It was about 2 years ago at the meet and greet at the tax shop.
That's right.
If everybody listening, like this is a great review for him. We were at a meet and greet with a few business owners at a local tax business.
Yeah.
the last place you'd expect to have a DJ, and he got people dancing. They were doing moves. Everybody was involved. I'd never seen anything like it. I was shocked. That was one of my first meet and greets when I started working for the company.
It
I was
was
like,
cool.
wow, this is crazy.
Yep, that was cool. So
that was a fun one. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. It's great talking to you.
Great talking to you too.
All right. Well, you've been listening to the Retail Is podcast. If you've enjoyed what you heard, you can find more at retailalliance.com/retail-is-podcast, or you can search YouTube for Retail Alliance. I'm Joey Morgan.
And I'm Kylie Ross Seibert.
Thanks for listening.